Hi, and welcome back to the Development Club. Today we continue or conclude the Buddha's teachings on social and communal harmony. Chapter 10 is called Establishing an Equitable Society. So in this chapter we move from the intentional community to the natural community, the family, and to society and the state as a whole. The Buddha here at the beginning mentions several types of relationships, and he lays out reciprocal obligations in these, and you'll see these here. So this is a son to his mother and father, a pupil to his teachers, a husband to his wife, a man to his friends and companions, a master to his servants and workers, and a man to ascetics and brahmins, or monks. The most interesting of the responsibilities, obligations laid out was in the relationship between masters and servants or workers. And this is what the Buddha had to say here. He says, there are 5 ways in which a master should minister to his servants and workers as the nadir. And talk about different directions. That's what the nadir is there. So, by arranging their work according to their strength, by supplying them with food and wages, by looking after them when they are ill, by sharing special delicacies with them, and by letting them off work at the right time. There are 5 ways in which the servants and workers, thus ministered to by their masters as the nadir, will reciprocate, which is, they will get up before him, they will go to bed after him, take only what they are given, do their work properly, and be bearers of his praise and good repute. I'd like to read also a little bit about the relationship between a child, in his case it says son, and his parents, which we have actually covered previously in the numerical discourses, which is on repaying one's parents. And that goes like this. Monks, I declare that there are 2 persons that are not easily repaid. What 2? One's mother and one's father. Even if one should carry about one's mother on one shoulder and one's father on the other, and while doing so should live 100 years, reach the age of 100 years, and if one should attend to them by anointing them with balms, by massaging, bathing, and rubbing their limbs, and they should even void their excrements there, even by that one should not do enough for one's parents, nor would one repay them. Even if one were to establish one's parents as the supreme lords and rulers over this earth, so rich in the 7 treasures, one would not do enough for them, nor would one repay them. For what reason? Parents are of great help to their children. They bring them up, feed them, and show them the world. But one who encourages his unbelieving parents settles and establishes them in faith, who encourages his immoral parents, settles and establishes them in moral virtue, who encourages his miserly parents, settles and establishes them in generosity, who encourages his ignorant parents, settles and establishes them in wisdom. Such a one does enough for his parents. He repays them, and more than repays them for what they have done. So the virtues there were faith, virtue, generosity. Faith, virtue, generosity, and wisdom. I thought that was very nice. And somewhat controversially, there's also a section, perhaps at the time was controversial, status is determined by deeds. And this is another set of aphorisms or poems, which goes like this. It says, while among these many kinds of beings, their distinctive marks are determined by birth. Among humans, there are no distinctive marks produced by their particular birth. One is not a Brahmin by birth, nor by birth a non-Brahmin. By action, one becomes a Brahmin. By action, one becomes a non-Brahmin. One becomes a thief by action. By action, one becomes a soldier. One becomes a priest by action. By action, one becomes a king. By austerity, by the spiritual life, by self-control, by inner training. By this one is a Brahmin. This is supreme Brahminhood. And so concludes Buddhist teaching on social and communal harmony, which has been a really good one, up there for Book of the Year so far. Thanks for watching.